You know, it's been an incredibly tough year for so many people. And here in Houston, we have seen an economy that is struggling. We have seen so many people affected by COVID-19. I never thought it would go this long. Back in March of last year, nearly a year ago, when this started to present as a serious issue, we all thought maybe it'll last a month, 2 months, maybe 3. And here we are a year later, still seeing people affected, people without jobs, people who have family and friends who are sick and aren't able to work, people who are struggling. The unemployment is way more than it was prior to COVID. We have seen a dramatic increase in the number of people who need help. And WHAM is here to do all we can to help those that are struggling. You know, I remember the earliest days of the pandemic. In fact, I remember seeing an interview of a gentleman who was on a cruise ship, and he had COVID. And at that point, the media were trying to find anyone who had COVID to hear, what's it like? What does it mean for you? And I remember feeling like COVID was very distant. Then we started to hear about cases around the world. In New York, cases took off. In Italy, I remember Italy and France, and you would hear about these, but they were still not close to me. But the day came, as the day may have come for you, where I knew people who got COVID. And then the day came when I knew someone who died from COVID, who suffered and struggled from COVID. And in that moment, my resolve was catalyzed. I knew that I had to do something to help in the face of this pandemic. But it isn't just that. What I saw as head of WHAM very early on was how many people were suffering with the loss of work. In March of last year of 2020, we started to ask the question, how are we going to respond? And for the first 6 months, I was outside my office working the food distribution line. I was out there in the yellow safety vest, and I was working the line, traffic, providing food, serving water to our team. We had the National Guard with us for quite some time, deployed. We had an incredible team of staff and volunteers who toiled in sometimes very hot weather. And what that showed me was how serious this is. And what I would do is I'd walk the line of cars, and the cars would stretch beyond even what I could see down the street. But I would walk it. And those that were willing, I would have conversations with them. And I would ask this question often: what happened to you? Why are you here? And it's incredibly upsetting and moving when they would share time and time again, I lost my job. I have children at home. I don't know what I'm going to do. So as CEO, it became very, very clear to me, we do all we can to help that person and everyone else who comes through. And here we are, nearly a year later, and that hasn't changed. We are still seeing long lines of cars. We are still seeing an enormous load, a group of people who need financial help. We're still seeing it. It has not abated. And that, again, drives and motivates me. I want to do all I can to help these folks for as long as it takes.